Good morning, everyone. Okay, I'm going to jump into the chat comments starting at 11 a.m. I do have a couple of member comments that I will read off to you guys, and hopefully when I read other people's questions, it also answers your questions. And before I even jump into that, let's talk about, are we going to actually get paid from the California EDD on Monday since tomorrow's a holiday? Some people will. It is automated. It's computers that are processing the payments, but Monday's a bank holiday. So more often than not, I have seen payments take until Tuesday to clear. I'm sure some people will get paid Monday, but if you don't, I wouldn't worry about it until after Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Okay, so we got that out of the way. What else do we have from people who have purchased the membership on my channel, which is $1.99 if you guys are interested in that. Okay, let's see. Got a couple of comments from Denise and Lisa just saying to have a good Memorial Day weekend, and I hope you guys are having a good Memorial Day weekend as well. Abe says, my PEUX was successful and got paid earlier than expected, but the claim balance only covers 4 weeks, including the retroactive payments that cover since the end of my first FedEd extension. What happens when my balance goes to zero, which is going to happen in 2 weeks from now? So even this morning on the message board that I'm on, I saw a lot of people saying that they got the maximum benefits paid message. So what happens when you reach the end of one of your extensions, your balance hits zero, your claim balance hits zero. Then it's normal to see the maximum benefits paid message, but you should be able to certify again in 2 weeks. And in between when your claim balance hits zero and the 2-week time period when you would normally certify again, you should get a letter saying that you're eligible for the next extension. And by letter, it can be an actual letter or a message in your UI online inbox or a text message from the EDD. So some sort of notification from them which extension is coming next. And from there, you should be able to certify again in 2 weeks. And that's when you see the claim balance increase is when you go to certify again in 2 weeks. Okay. Christy says, what are the chances that the PEUC is going to get extended? In my opinion, I think it's going to be really hard for Congress to extend these programs. I still only have 22, I'm scooting over. I still only have 22 states marked up here, but we're up to 24 states that are going to end unemployment benefits early. And they're ending all the programs early. They're ending, some of them aren't, but most of them are ending PUA, PEUC, and the extra $300 a week boost early. So it's not going to have any Republican support to extend the program, and it's going to be much harder to pass through budget reconciliation, which is how they passed it before. So I am not really hopeful. And with the economy opening back up, even here in California, I don't think it's likely to get extended. I personally think that September 4th is really going to be the end of these programs. Now, Fed Ed might be available for some of us if California's unemployment rate is still above 6%. And they just released the April data. The May data won't be available until June. We held steady at 8.3% here in California, which is still really high, and it didn't budge at all for March, which is really interesting to me because a lot of the economy opened back up. I know, like the movie theater I work, we opened back up March 19th. So a lot of businesses reopened then and everything was still closed. Okay, I see you guys are real active in the comments. Feel free to help each other in the comments. I really appreciate that. But be mindful of any information that you get in there. Okay, I think I have one more. I did my phone interview twice. My payments went through, but I received a letter yesterday for benefits eligibility interview, which are the same questions from my first interview. Do you think it was EDD backlog? I do tend to think that that's just backlog, that it kind of crossed in the mail, but be prepared to have to do a second phone interview with all those questions again. And then this one's really important. From Divine Girl, it says, my benefits stopped because the end of my UI benefits cycle. They automatically renewed me, and I can see UI benefits money in my account. I sent in my certify for benefits, but they did not pay me. It says benefits not paid. I'm supposed to certify on the 30th. I hope they pay me this time. So when it says not paid, sometimes what happens is, since you filed a new claim and you have your existing claim, when you log on to certify for benefits, it's not loading the right claim. And it's not your fault, but it is going to require a phone call to the EDD in order to get that all cleared up. Okay, I'm scrolling up to the 11 a.m. timestamp. So I'm not going to answer anything before that. Oh, I don't have anything before that. So the first one's from Joel. My cousin lives in Tijuana, yet worked in San Diego. I almost did that. So that's awesome. Can he still collect unemployment even if he lives in Mexico, yet worked in the USA? He's confused about this. I don't think so. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But I don't think you can claim unemployment from California. I know it's supposed to be the state that you worked in. And he worked here. But if he's living in Mexico, that means that he's not paying any kind of taxes. Like he's not really he shouldn't really be in the California system except for getting paid. But like he wouldn't be paying federal taxes on that money. So it depends on if he's properly registered as living in Tijuana or not, would be what I would think on that. But when in doubt, you can always apply and see what happens. But I would tend to think that he would not. Bruv says, I hope we're all ready by September when things end. Even if job searches remain off until then, we need to be ready. Hard cutoff benefits. Yep, I tend to think the same thing. And guys, I know that there may be some hesitancy to return back to work right now. Coronavirus is not completely gone. Childcare is still an issue, but I think it's going to be even tighter to find a job in September because that's when everybody's going to need to go back to work. So maybe brush up on some skills, take an online class, do some YouTube searches about some things that you're interested in. You don't necessarily have to go back to like a bad job. So apply for the jobs of your dreams right now. See if you get them. Like I really encourage that, especially because guys, last night I worked until 1 a.m. and my feet are killing me. My back is killing me. We've been busy, which is great. As busy as our occupancy will allow, thanks to a quiet place too in Cruella. But man, it's rough. Okay. After being home for a year and then like going back to being on your feet, it is an adjustment. So try not to find jobs where you're on your feet all day, maybe. Rasar says, what happens to claims skipping job search before the pandemic hit? They click yes for looking for work, but don't fill out 3 places. Do they get stuck at pending? They most likely were not paid because it wasn't waived. So if the EDD ever followed up with them, yeah, I'm sure it went pending until they had probably an in-person interview about that. I don't think that was allowed before the pandemic. Leo says, I think cutting unemployment cold turkey is not the way to go. It might not be, but I do tend to think that unfortunately that may be how this goes, unless someone's going to qualify for Fed Ed. But because by the time September rolls around, most of us aren't going to have any work history in the last 18 months. Most of us are not going to qualify even if that program's around. Prev says, I'm curious if in the midst of summer, if California's unemployment rate will still stagger over the 6%. I know it's 8.3 now. I'm curious too. I was really shocked it did not go down from March to April. Peace Control says California has a lot of issues with the EDD. I wonder if they can even handle calling the places we looked for work or calling if we accepted interviews. How can they handle it? You've hit the nail on the head, the nose, the whatever, you know the saying. They're not going to be able to handle that. So, I think, and for a long time I was putting in work searches, guys, and this is what I did. I would look online and just go to the website that I wanted to work at. Let's say I wanted to sell red lipstick and work at Sephora. So I would go to Sephora.com, fill out an application, submit it, and then most of the time it was no response from employer. So, it would be, I didn't even have to list a phone number where I looked, just the website where I went on. So yeah, it's really going to be hard. Kwong, was I late? I'm sorry. Okay, Liz says, anyone who certified today and it still says pending, not paid. That is going to be common, more common today than most days, just because we're in a holiday weekend. And that happens frequently every weekend. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. If you guys could like the video, I would appreciate it. Jillian says, when all of this ends in September, I will still, thank you, joining my journey to be a millionaire. Some of you may not know that. You guys may not know that I named the channel Shelly's Millions thinking that I was going to talk about personal finance and budgeting and things like that. And I still definitely want to go that route. That's why a lot of times I mention Webull. I don't, I really am a fan of investing money and trying to get ahead. I'm just now starting to learn about how saving is not the best way. I've always done 401k and stuff like that. I bought my house in Los Angeles, California as a single woman, all on my own. No money from a ex-husband, no money from a parent, nothing, all on my job as a movie theater where I started scooping popcorn, sweeping floors, cleaning auditoriums, worked my way up to a manager. It's not an extravagant salary. It is salary, or it was. I'm not salary now that I'm back. But thank you for that. I hope you guys all will. I hope to be putting out a lot of informative, different content. And of course, I'm going to cover reentering the job market. Pauline says, good morning. I applied for a new claim last week with the rep, and this week I received a certified paper in the mail. Do I certify both online and on the paper? No, it's one or the other. If you certified for online, if you're able to do that, you don't need to submit the one the paper form that you got in the mail. Actually, if you do that, one of them is going to say duplicate and it won't be paid. So you don't need to fill out the paper one as long as you were able to certify online. Oh, Ben says, I got a job offer at the hotel my dad used to work at before he retired. Front desk position. Now I'll cut my hair and read the goth look, a new era to begin. Can you wear a hat or pin it in a way? I think, it stinks. You guys, I am so trained. You guys always comment when you see my tattoo poke out. I'm so trained. This is a work shirt. I'm so trained to cover tattoos and that kind of thing. And I think that tattoos and hair don't dictate how nice a person is, how good at their job they can be. And it's a lot of perception, but in the corporate world, they often do still frown upon that. But that's awesome. Hotel jobs, I understand, are very good. And I'm actually thinking about looking into that myself. George says, good morning. Andrew says, what's up? I have a great weekend. Any special plans? Barbecue, get together with friends. Well, I'm back at the movie theater where we're open 365 days a year. Christmas, July 4th weekend, which is right before my birthday. So I'm usually working my birthday. So I just worked 2 incredibly long shifts and I do have today off. I try and take Sundays off so that I can be here with you guys. No plans. And then I work tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. And then I take Thursday off so that I can do the EDD news releases. I think some of you are getting a little bored with me just reading those. I am trying to put in more commentary on them, pointing out their typos and then things like that. And whether I think automatically reapplying for benefits is going to actually work. But that's what my schedule allows. But I hope you guys do stick with me because I really enjoy doing this. Okay, Sean says, as always, thank you for the help that you gave me. If you need to call in, focus, do it, call in, give the first rep all your info in the nicest way possible. Ask for a tier 2 rep. I absolutely second that. That is all good advice. Good morning, little Rambo. Mike says, I'm on PEUC too. If I don't get approved for a new year, I only work for 6 months. Then I was laid off in June. So even if you don't get approved for a new claim, that's fine. You either have to be approved for the new claim or denied the new claim. Getting denied the new claim is what allows them to add the extensions to your existing claim. Now let's talk about that automatic filing a new claim that they're talking about if you haven't worked. That's because if you haven't worked at all in the 18 months since you first filed for benefits, they know you're not going to have enough work history to qualify, and they will be able to bypass filing a new claim for you. Okay. Poison says, my balance hit 0 today, but I didn't get maximum benefits paid message. It just says to certify again in 2 weeks. Is that a good sign? Yes, it is. It's not saying the maximum benefits paid message for everyone anymore. That's why I've started to kind of change the way I've worded that and say, and it's normal to see that, or you may see that. As bad as the EDD being vague, but some people are seeing it, some people aren't. But yes, it's always a good sign when you see the next date you can certify. I can't say your name. Derek Simpson says, sorry, I missed if the payments are going to be delayed. It's possible. Every holiday, we have a fair number of people saying, I'm stuck on pending. It hasn't switched to paid yet. It didn't hit my Bank of America card. And then you have a smaller number so that's common every holiday. Then you have a smaller number of people that say, I got paid like usual. It's all automated. Banks don't know anymore if it's a holiday because it's all computerized and automated. And both are true. It really should be automatic and there shouldn't be delays because it is computerized. But every single holiday, it has been completely normal for things to be pending or not, even if they switch to paid today, to not actually be on your Bank of America EDD debit card until Tuesday morning. So some people will and some people won't, but it will be normal if you are one of the ones that don't get paid. Bella, good morning. You guys have all figured out who Ben is. I can't say his screen name because it's naughty. It'll get the channel dinged. Siren Muscle says, are we still eligible for PUA after June 15th? Yes, you are. Nothing has changed yet in California for the work search requirement, although in that last EDD news release, they're certainly hinting that may be coming back, talking about what would be an acceptable job search and things like that. So I do expect that at some point in the future that's coming back. But yeah, there's no reason why you wouldn't be eligible for PUA after June 15th. With that said, once California does reinstate the work search requirement, I do anticipate that they're going to want people that were previously self-employed to potentially apply for traditional W-2 work. And we'll talk about that. I don't want to guess too much on that. So we'll wait till we have more details on that. Caesar says, I'm on PEUC and last week I got paid, but I didn't get the $300 boost. Did California stop the boost? No, but is it possible, Caesar, that you only got paid for 1 week? Because guys, remember that with all of the PEUC extensions, they last an odd number of weeks. My boss actually just asked me about this. Don't ask why my boss didn't get brought back and I did. But anyway, my boss is still furloughed. So he was like, why do I have this odd week? So the first PEUC extension was 13 weeks. So that's not divisible by 2. So there's going to be 1 odd week left over there. The second PEUC extension is 11 weeks. So there's an odd week left there. And normally what happens is you'll certify for 2 weeks. 1 week will say paid. The second week will say NA, but then instead of waiting 2 weeks to certify again, you're actually going to come back the very next week, and that's when you'll certify for both the week that says NA and the week in between. It just kind of changes your certification cycle. So is it possible that that's what happened? Because California has not ended the $300 a week weekly boost. Roxette says, any update on the EDD tax-free $10,200 for those that filed before the third stimulus? Filed marked joint, if that makes a difference, but still waiting for that adjustment. So there's not really an update for that, except that the IRS has started sending out some of the adjustments, but they started with the single filers with no dependents. And The articles that I've read have said that they plan to have the differences back in everybody's hands by August, but I was told by one of my viewers that they saw that it was going to be as late as September or October when they finished up with that. So basically, the more complicated your unemployment claim is or was, sorry, your tax situation, not your unemployment claim. The more complicated your tax situation is, the longer you're going to be on that process for getting the difference back. Crystal, thank you so much for the donation. I'm going to scroll down and see if I see any comments from you right around there. I got to get better about figuring out the comments from the people who leave donations. Andrew, my birthday is not before July 4th. We are both Cancers. Mine's a couple days after. Since I skipped around, Crystal, I see your donation and thank you for that. I don't see a question for you. I will be on the lookout for that. Guys, if you do make a donation and you have a question, try and type it in the little, try and type it when you send the donation. So I'm going to scroll back up, but I may get a few comments as I go back up to where I left off. Spanky says, remember, I don't remember you. I remember somebody named Spanky, I think, being like, do you remember me? Do you remember me? I don't remember you, but you have a question. Do we get a second FedEd after we've exhausted all benefits? I'm going to need to double check my information, but I believe if you've already received FedEd on your existing claim, that you're not able to get it a second time. So if you already received FedEd on your claim and you didn't qualify for a new claim, then I don't think you're going to get it a second time. But again, I do need to look at that. Shelly Kinney says, can I move out of California and still get EDD? Yes, it like we were talking about in the Tijuana situation, it is supposed to be in the state you worked in, but at some point you're supposed to have had, a living situation in California as well. So in your situation, you should be able to move and still collect benefits from the state of California. Now, oftentimes it does complicate things when you move out of state and you may need a phone interview. Spanky's saying, oh, you rich, Shelly. Not yet, but I want to be honest with you guys. I am working on that goal. I grew up very, very poor. My mom still lives in a trailer. She is very, very poor. I'm going to make a video on what she makes in a month or gets in a month and spends in a month, because it'll be shocking. And that's why I'm so motivated to be financially independent. I want to be able to take care of her. I would love to be able to afford better medical care for her. Right now, she gets VA. She's a veteran. So she gets care through them, and it's great because it's free, but I don't think it's the best care. It's really hard to get an appointment. It's just crazy. And I'd really like for her to be able to see any doctor that she wants and to afford a second opinion and all kinds of things like that. So I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it for my mom. I'm trying to make it for myself. Because I worry about when I'm older. I don't have kids, so I'm going to need to be able to rely on myself. It's just me and my mom, so she's probably not going to still be around when I'm going to need assistance. So I really just want to set myself up for success. And I'm also going to be honest, that comes a lot from fear of not knowing if I was going to have a roof over my head when I was a kid. Okay. All right. Back to the questions. And there are fewer of you in here than normal, but I like it because maybe I'll be able to cover everybody's question. So I am at 11:04, and it's a question from Crystal that says, is there any way to contact me directly about a letter I got? My new claim year has been difficult. Unfortunately, I am pretty strapped for time right now. So the best way to reach me is in the chat. If you tell me what kind of letter it is, I might be able to help you. So for example, a lot of people got determination of invalid claim number 1277 letter. And then they also, which says that you filed a new claim, but it's going to be invalid. And a lot of people are worried about that. That's okay. That letter means that you're going to stay on your existing claim and get the extensions added to it, even if you also got an award letter, because sometimes those letters cross. They didn't come in the order that the EDD said that they would. Surprise, surprise. Like I got my denial letter first, and then I got my award letter, which it would seem like if you got an award letter after the denial letter that you would qualify for a new claim. But I didn't because I hadn't worked at all since I first filed for benefits. Well, I worked like 2 days, which wasn't enough to qualify. So depending on what the letter is, if you just tell me what type of letter it is, I might be able to help you even without going into lots of details about the letter, because this is the best way to reach me, unfortunately. Yes, PUA is available after June 15th. Andy says, once you get the 1277 letter, does that mean I will get the next extension after tier 2 till September 4th? Yes, but will it be automatic is the question. It is supposed to be, but a lot of these claims seem to get stuck and the computer doesn't seem to realize that you're supposed to automatically get the next extension. It should be automatic, but a lot of people have had to call to actually get the flags removed off their account so that they can continue getting paid. So should be automatic, but mentally prepare that you may need to call the EDD again. Ashley says, I applied for a new claim on 5/3 and received my award letter, customer account info, and debit card notice a week later, but have not received anything in the mail or email since. Ashley, did you also get one of those 1277 invalid claim letters? Because if so, that means that you're going to stay on your existing claim. Because I got all that too, but I'm not certifying anymore. But if I were, it would be on the existing claim. I don't know what, it's just a waste of mail to send all that stuff. And have you been able to certify, Ashley, since 5/3 or since you've gotten those letters? If you've been able to certify and get paid, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Crystal, thank you for the donation. You filed a new claim because your benefit year ended, but you notice your new claim balance won't last until September. Will I get extended? Yes. So once your balance reaches 0, you might see maximum benefits paid. That would be normal. Then in 5 to 7 business days after your claim balance hits 0, that's when they should send you a letter about the next extension. Then you should be able to certify 2 weeks after your claim balance hits 0. And that's when you would see the claim balance increase. But yes, right now, unless it's a completely fraudulent claim, there really shouldn't be a reason why someone wouldn't get benefits all the way through September 4th, at least, unless you've also returned to work. And thank you, Crystal, for the donation. Thank you for the donation. If you missed your phone interview, I guess for my new claim, will they immediately stop my PUA benefit that I'm currently receiving? Not necessarily, because actually there was a tweet from the EDD that said that they were going to cancel some of the phone interviews because they were able basically to answer their own eligibility questions without doing the phone interview. So if you missed your phone interview, what I would recommend doing is calling the EDD and seeing if you can get that rescheduled. I know it's really hard to get through to the EDD. I do. So I don't make light of recommending to call. In your situation, you could also use Ask EDD. The EDD claims that feature is better and that they're more responsive now. So you can send them a message that way. You can also use the Contact Us feature on EDD and see if they respond that way. And I know that they don't often respond, or that they didn't used to, but it's worth trying. And then lastly, you can try contacting your assembly member and see, like, if you do get stuck on pending, they can often help with your claim. But if you're getting paid with no problems and you missed your phone interview, I wouldn't worry too much about it, because they did cancel some and not even tell people. But if you know you got like a missed call from the numbers that they say are those approved numbers, then you might want to reconsider it. Okay. And you guys, I'm only at 11:05 in the comments, so I'm pretty far behind. 25 minutes. Anthony says, good morning. I qualified for the 29-week extension to certify after June 16th. Do I certify with a zero balance? Yes, because I can never remember, you guys. I can't remember if it goes to if your claim balance increases right before you certify. I think it doesn't change until right after you certify. So yes, go ahead and certify even with a $0 balance. Crystal says, I'm not sure what to think. I stopped getting payments in April due to the claim year. I filed and I'm still waiting for pending weeks to stop. So on that, I do recommend calling. At this point, every time you filed a new claim, the claims went into review. And the reviews could take between 2 and 6 weeks. However, after about week 3, if you call the EDD, it seems like they're able to push those payments through. But if you've still been waiting since April, that's a month. And so the review really should be complete. So I would call them and try and get those payments pushed through. I see a lot of you this morning are regular viewers, so you already know this, but the number that I call is 833-978-2511. And you're going to listen to the long intro message and then quickly hit 134. I don't usually recommend calling on Sundays because they're normally really crowded on Sunday. Tomorrow they're going to be closed. So don't call tomorrow. Don't use Claimer tomorrow. Tuesday this week will probably be really crowded because they're closed on Monday. So this week I would recommend calling Wednesday through Saturday. And I've heard that the best time to call is between 2:30 and 4. So those are my tips for calling the EDD. And I also want to share something else with you. My friend wants me to make a video on this, and I need to give credit to the person. Somebody gave a good tip that's not Jenny Silver, by the way. Kudos to her because she made a video with 25 tips to call. You guys, I love Jenny Silver. I'm not the type of person that can listen to all 25 different ways. Like I want one way, one way. And so this video is from James D. James D is the name of the channel. He only has 244 subscribers, but my former coworker told me that this method worked for him. So I'm giving credit to James D. Jenny Silver probably has it in one of her videos as well. This is what he says he did. Okay, go on the EDD website and click Find an Office. From there, click the American Job Center of California. Then you're going to search for your closest one using your zip code and then call that, and then those representatives can transfer you through to the EDD. So that's the new method that worked for one of my coworkers that he got from a channel called James D. So since that's the one he told me he found it through, that's the one I'm giving credit to. But I would not be surprised if Jenny Silver also has already shared that. So again, that's go to the EDD website, click the link that says Find an Office. On the next page, click American Job Center of California, search for your closest one, call it, and they can often transfer you to a rep. So that may be another method to get through. And then, of course, you guys, a lot of people really like Claimer. And since you guys are loving it anyway, that's why I'm sharing the link. I do think that everyone should still be able to get through for free. But if you're going to use them anyway, might as well save $5 off your first call, which is why I've got that comment pinned. And yes, it is an affiliate link and I do get paid for that, but I am trying to run the channel like a business, and I've donated some calls back to my viewers, and I appreciate it when you support any of my affiliate links. And I just want to save you guys money. Okay. Oh, Cecilia, you got a job, but very part-time. How will that affect my unemployment? So I have a video called Excessive Earnings. It really depends on your weekly benefit amount. Let's see what's on this. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, I got a clean whiteboard. Let's see. So you want to take your weekly benefit amount. Mine was $450. So you go $450. You need to make at least $1 off of the EDD from EDD in order to still get the $300 benefit. So minus $1 because I need to have that left over. So that's going to equal $449. So then I'm going to take 449 and you're going to multiply that by 1.33. Now I can't do the math off the top of my head. I know this should work out to $498. And then I'll tell you why in a second. 449 times 1.33. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. 597, which is pretty close, equals 597. So to really allow yourself that wiggle room, that's what you want to do. You guys see that? So you're going to take your weekly benefit amount, whatever that was, minus $1, because you need to be left with $1. So that equals your new amount, and multiply that by 1.33, and that's how much you can make and still get $1 from the EDD. And maybe you're thinking, why do I want to get $1 from the EDD? Well, here's why. You want to get $1, at least $1 from the EDD, because if you do, that's what allows you to get that that $300 unemployment boost. Okay, I hope that was helpful. We're going to erase that in case we need to do it. All right, so yeah, your weekly benefit amount minus $1 times 1.33. Okay, let's see here. Where am I? And thank you for the donation. Okay, churn, set. Oh, it says, here we go. Stack chips or kick rocks. What's stacking chips? Is that like poker chips? It's not like Pringles. I'm fat. I really am. I gotta lose some weight. But anyway, is chips dollars? Or because kick rocks means like buzz off. All right. Anyway, I don't know what stacked chips means. I'll Google it. Ashley says, should I call or wait a little longer? My UI account still shows my old claim and FedEd extension at 0. So Ashley, has that been more than 2 weeks? If it's been more than 2 weeks and you couldn't certify the 2 weeks after your claim balance hit 0, I would recommend calling. Derek Simpson says, you guys love me. Well, I love you guys too. So thank you for being here. Oscar says, you think work search will be waived for the month of June? This is a complete guess. I have to say that. And California EDD has surprised me plenty of times. So this is just my opinion. And I don't know what the heck the EDD is going to do. I can tell you that even in these states that are turning off benefits completely, when they added the work search back, they gave their residents approximately 1 month notice beforehand. The EDD, even in their latest news release, still said that the work search requirement is waived. So what I do tend to think it's going to be waived for June. But I have a feeling that right around June 1st, they're going to make some sort of announcement that starting in July, that we're going to need to do the work search again. Now, it could come sooner than that. So I'm just going off of what the other states have done. And most other states have given people at least a month notice. But in the latest EDD news release, where they said that the work search requirement is still waived, there was a lot of information in there about Cal jobs and about what would count towards fulfilling the work search requirements. So I have a feeling it's coming soon. I hope they give us at least a month notice, which would mean that it would still be waived through June. But again, that's just a guess based on what other states have done. Patricia says, is it true that EDD sends a letter to your previous employer when you apply for a new claim at your benefit year end? I believe so, because honestly, like, I work in a management position. Most of the time, those letters get ignored because most of the time the EDD sides with the employee. I've been on the other side of this. Guys, you might not like to know this, but I want to be honest with you. As an employer, I have fought someone's unemployment claim. They got fired with just cause. We do like a 3 strikes you're out kind of system. Like, first we coach you, then we give you a written warning, then we give you a verbal warning, but it's like signed so that there's documentation that we talk to you about it. Then you get a written warning. And if you, for the same thing, it has to be the same thing. So like if you're late more than 15 minutes, coaching. Next time, verbal. Next time, an official written warning. And if you're late 15 minutes or more again, then we let you go because we've given you plenty of chances. And something similar happened with somebody that I used to work with, and we fought it, and he still won. So it's really hard for the employers to win. So even if they send that letter to your employer, I'm just, based on my experience, I don't think that a lot of employers send those back, and your previous employer only has 10 days to send it back. So like in our case, a lot of times it comes to our individual location, but it really needs to be signed off by corporate. And like by the time like the right person opens the mail, scans it to corporate reads it, 10 days have long come and gone. So most employers, unless they're really, I'm going to go ahead and say evil, especially during the pandemic. Unless they're really evil, they don't bother with it. So I'm not saying we don't bother with it anymore, but maybe I just said we don't bother with it anymore. You know what I mean? So, but yes, they do reach out to your previous employer. I think even when you're filing the new claim. Tammy's, even so that they would essentially get it twice. Once when you first filed, and then they get a letter again when you file the new claim, because that's still your last employer. I forgot to remind you guys that when I take a drink of coffee to please like the video. Tammy says, why when I tried to apply for my son's unemployment after his benefit year end, is it asking for a PIN? I put it in. He doesn't need a new PIN. It won't let me go any further. So I would call the EDD on that. It shouldn't really, I don't believe it asks most people for a PIN. The only time it really should ask you to set up a PIN is if you've ever needed to use, if you telecertify. So like last week, was it last week? It's almost every week. When the EDD website was down, a lot of people are like, oh, just use telecert. I believe with telecert, you do need to set up a PIN number. You shouldn't really need to do that in order to file a new benefit year. But if it is and you're stuck, unfortunately, you got to call them. Okay. Oh, no, my mom's not at work. Sorry. How did that, Kwong? No, my mom hasn't worked in a long time. She's old. She's going to be 74 on June 4th. And if Human in Training is in here, they donated money on one of my streams. I was taking my mom to the horse races. She didn't win, but she really appreciated that. So I really want to get that word out. No. So my mom's not at work. She's not still claiming. But some people can work and still claim benefits. When I first went back, I claimed also because I wasn't quite sure we were going to stay open. When you work 40 hours or more in a week, it's going to say fully employed. If you work less than 40 hours a week, but you earn too much, it would say excessive earnings. Hello, Karen. Oh, I heard movie stars use CBD cream or spray on their feet for pain. You know, a lot of people are really about CBD. That's like the healing properties in marijuana, I want to say. It's not just my feet. It is my feet, my knees. You guys know I fell at work and I sprained. I'm not sure if I sprained my foot or my ankle. My doctor did not x-ray it. But like that's still healing. Like, oof. I will try. I'll maybe try that though. That stuff's expensive. That might not be in my budget. But I have heard good things about it. Anthony says, you're going to go to the movies to see Quiet Place 2. Enjoy it. It's a fun one. Lots of people are going to the movies this week. So if you're still hesitant about going out in public, my movie theater is still socially distanced we're allowed to do 50%, but because of how our seating is, it's really still closer to 25% capacity. So movie theaters can be 50% capacity, and it should be at least 6 feet of distance between you and any other guests that are in attendance. But we were pretty crowded. So just keep that either way, keep that in mind. So yeah, we answered Shelley's, and then Cheese we answered. Kristen says, the truth being, after I spoke with a rep, he told me it's going to take months. Waiting for EDD is going to be catastrophic for you. It can be. They are very backlogged. And I'm so sorry for everyone that has been pending for a really long time. I really am. Kristen, in your case, I would definitely email your assembly member and see if there's anything that they can do to get you paid faster. And I would mention that you're experiencing financial hardship. Even if you're not experiencing financial hardship, I would say that because sometimes it opens up some avenues for them to get you paid a little bit faster. Spanky said, am I going to get another extension after I exhausted my new claim? Yes, you should. All of us should really get benefits through September 4th. Jeneth says, I have been asked to show up to an in-person appointment June 19th. What should I expect? They should send you the questions that they want to talk to you about with the letter. It should be a pretty quick process. It should just be a couple of fairly simple questions. Shouldn't take too long. They won't let you know on the day what the decision is. It's going to take about 10 days after that to get the decision in the mail. And then it could take a little while longer for them to switch any payments that they haven't released to you to actually be paid. Okay. Eddie says, after the 11 weeks, will I get the 29 weeks? Yes, that's what the letter is going to say. But keep in mind that the 29-week PEUC extension is not going to take you through the whole 29-week time span anymore because it ends on September 4th. Judy says, when we return to work, how much can we make and still collect unemployment? How do we fill out our certification if we return part-time? That's a great question, Judy. So let's go through that again. Let's do it with the minimum PUA unemployment amount. So that's $167 minus $1 equals 166. 166 times 1.33 equals, I used to know this offhand, but I don't anymore because I have a video called Excessive Earnings on this. So 1.166 times 1.33 equals $220.78. So you need to make less than $220. And would still get you $1 in benefits, which would qualify for you the extra $300 weekly unemployment boost. Now, that doesn't seem right. Anyway, that seems low. The EDD doesn't count the first 25% of what you earn when you're claiming benefits. So what you're going to do is keep in mind some jobs pay you for training. And so you report wages the week that you earn them, not the week you get paid if it's traditional W-2 employment. And if it's self-employment, you report it the week that you get paid. And for self-employment, it can be net wages. So you just report however much you made, however much you earned. If it's traditional W-2 work, you report that in the week you earn it and not the week you get paid. And then it'll let you know if you made too much or not. I want to do that math in one other way. There's a longer way to do that. No, that should be right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So they don't count the first 25% of what you make. So you can make a little bit more than your weekly benefit amount, but it's not a lot more. And if you make under $100, they don't count the first $25 of what you make. Okay. Uh-oh. Wrong. I did. Oh. Okay. Michelle says, looking for a job is a full-time job. Better attend some training when getting EDD. I mean, it never hurts to get more training, right? And to like up our skills, even if it's like self-taught, there's lots of online courses, even lots of like YouTube tutorials. Like, so yeah, thank you for saying that you love the barrel of monkeys. My ex-boyfriend, he had 3 more right here. This is my tattoo that we're talking about if you guys missed it earlier. So I had 3 barrels of monkeys. My ex-boyfriend had 3 here. So like when we held hands, they linked up. we're still friends, so it's okay. It's still a cute story, I think. Yeah. Michael says, I reapplied for benefits April 8th and also did ID me, and I haven't gotten any sort of update from the EDD. Any news on those issues? No, unfortunately, you would need to call them to find out why you haven't been paid. And if that's still an issue, definitely reach out to your assembly member. Let them know that you haven't been paid. Even during your call with the EDD, let them know that you're experiencing financial hardship. Okay. Sorry, I'm skipping some because they're ones that I already answered, and I'm gonna start skipping around. Okay. Oh, Scotty's saying hi. Oh, you won your appeal. Scotty, that is so great. Like, I am so happy about that. You're just waiting for your retroactive weeks to populate to certify. You hope it doesn't make your claim balance go negative because it's more than my claim balance. So, Scotty, there may be some more steps on your unemployment claim because they shouldn't allow it to go negative, but it might reach zero, and then some of the next part of your payments will be on part of the extension and not part of the original claim. But I'm so happy that you won your appeal. That is great news. George, we're not hiring. I have 40 employees still on furlough just from my location that we haven't brought back. So it's tough out there. We're still hoping to bring them back. They're still furloughed, so they're missed, and I wish that I had hours for them. But it's taken a little while to get things up and running. So we're really hoping that by June 15th, when things open up more, that we're able to bring more of our people back. All right, Ernie's telling me, hi Ernie, that chips are money. All right, that's good. Young Keith says, I have 7 claims pending. If you've got that much pending, you have to call them or use Ask EDD or use Contact Us. I know that all 3 of those methods, it's really hard to get through the EDD, and most of the time they don't respond when you use the Ask EDD or Contact Us message, but I still recommend trying those. Then your other option is to contact your assembly member. And if you're just having trouble getting through the EDD, a lot of people really do like Claimer. And of course, I've got that $5 discount link off of your first call with them. I'm skipping around now since we're getting towards the end of this. Rich DM says, good morning. When you do work search, you have to do one for each day of the week, or is 1 to 2 work searches okay? All right, so that's a great question. First of all, in California, the work search requirement is still waived. So if you answer yes that you looked for work, when it takes you to the page to list where you actually looked, you can hit skip or next. Basically, you don't have to put any information in the section where you list where you worked right now. Then it depends on where you are in your claim. If they were to reinstate it, it depends on where you are on your claim. When you are in your first 26 weeks of regular unemployment, you're only required to look for 1 job per week. So that's it, 1 job a week. And they said that posting your resume on somewhere like Indeed would count. Posting it somewhere like LinkedIn would count. Posting, applying online would count, that kind of thing. So 1 job per week if you're in your first 26 weeks of regular unemployment. If you're on the PEUC extension, which is so weird because it's been waived the whole time we've been on the PEUC extension, but you might get a message that says you need to look for 3 jobs a week. And again, right now it's still waived in California, but for the longest mine said and must search for work. So I was like, well, whatever, I'm going to search for work because it says must search for work. And I didn't want to risk having my claim get stuck on pending. So I was like, whatever, I'll just apply to everything. You guys all know that I kind of like Tesla. I know Ernie does not like Teslas, but I think they're a cool looking car. I'm not sure about the electric part or whatever. I just like the way they look. I currently drive a Prius, which is great on gas, so I'm not really sure if the gas to electric trade-off would be beneficial financially, but I've always liked small compact cars. Anyway, so I like Tesla. I wouldn't mind working for Tesla. And so I applied, but I just applied online, and you just put like www.tesla.com that's where you applied, send your application online, and then it was no response from an employer is what happened in my case. So yeah. And Spiritual Warriors is kind of saying the same thing. Work search is not that bad, just apply to jobs you would like. Yeah, absolutely. Where else did I applied at hotels? I did apply at some makeup places because like for the longest, I also applied for like dream jobs, like at movie production studios. And you guys know I did an interview video. I wanted to work for Graham Stephan, who's another YouTuber. So really just apply for your dream job. That application is online. A higher position came up in my company. I applied for that. I listed that as somewhere because it was a different job. So I feel like that counts. But again, it's still waived. But yeah, it's going to either be 1 a week or 3 a week, depending on where you are on your claim. All right, let's see where else. Jane says, I filed a new claim over the phone after my FedEd ran out. I got a letter telling me my new weekly amount. What comes next? Is there anything I should do? It's taking so long. If it's been more than 3 weeks and you haven't been paid, I would call them again and follow up. And I would say, hey, I am experiencing a financial hardship since I haven't been paid and then you'll tell them however many weeks you haven't been paid and then see if they can push those payments through to you. Jane says, I usually do 3 work searches for the whole week. On the EDD website, it says you need a minimum of 3 work search requirements. I do 3 and you've never had an issue. Yeah, I did for the longest time also because it said must look for work. And I also saw, it still says that the work search requirements are waived, but for the longest time, I'm talking like maybe 11 months that I was getting benefits. First I was doing the 1 a week, then I was doing 3 a week. I didn't have the confidence to not look for work until I actually had a date that I was starting back to work with my job. And then finally I was like, okay, I'm not going to list it and see what happens. And so I had 3 certifications where I skipped listing where I was looking for work. And that's when, after doing that for 2 certifications in a row, that's when I went to certify again, it just said you must be able and available to work each week. It didn't say, and you must look for work. So it's almost like I had to hit skip in order for it to not say and must look for work each week. It was really weird. But yeah, apply for places that you really want to work. Think outside the box. Think about where you shop. Think about places that you've heard are good. Look for jobs that have great salaries. Maybe medical offices, front desks, scheduling appointments. Any business that you go to might be a potential employer. Okay, let's see here. Joe says, I just want to tell everyone that when I called EDD, you got hung up on twice. So you wasted $40 with Claimer. So EDD reps are not doing a good job just giving up on calling EDD. It's useless. I don't want anybody to feel like they've given up. Also, reach out to customer service at Claimer and let them know what happened. I would almost bet, I think it's support@claimer.com. Hang on, let me see if I can double check that. Sorry, I'm looking. FAQ. I'm looking at the FAQ, the FAQ. The call. Yeah. Okay. Support@claimer.com. Let me see if I can make that big so you can see it. Support@claimer.com. Remember, they spell it claimyr.com. So support@claimer.com. Let them know that the reps hung up on you and see if they will let you do another call. And P.S., you said the $40. Hopefully you used a discount code with that first call. And guys, I do want to mention though that the discount code is only valid for the first time you called. You use their services. Tundamai, yes, they are still giving the boost in California. The $300 boost has not ended early here. So yeah, try not to give up. Email support@claimer.com. See if they will let you call again. And What is this? Sorry, I'm weeding through some of these odd comments. Okay. Spiritual Warriors says, remember that COVID might come back in a few months, so wear a mask and social distance. People still do get COVID and die with a vaccine. That's grim, but I think that is some factual information. It is supposed to be. You guys know I'm vaccinated. My mom is not. She's highly allergic to everything. I'm not sure that there will ever be a time when even her doctor would feel comfortable having her get the vaccine. So, with that said, it is my understanding that if you're vaccinated, it's supposed to like almost make it so that dying is impossible of it. I'm not saying that correctly, but like it really brings your chances of even being hospitalized from COVID way down. I want to say it's 95% effective against contracting it, and it's like 99% effective against being hospitalized or death from it. And it lowers the possibility of spreading it to others, like people like my mom who can't get it. So it's a personal choice. I get that. But yeah, still keep your guard up. And this morning I was reading about a variant in Vietnam that's like highly contagious. So there's still all these variants, kind of like there is with the flu every year. I'm not saying that it's not more serious than the flu, but like there's flu variants every year. Seems like there's going to be lots of COVID variants. So yeah, be careful. Wash your hands. You guys have heard the story before, but people in the women's room are gross. You're supposed to sing happy birthday through twice while you wash your hands and scrub up above like your elbows or your wrist. Not above your elbows but above your wrist, happy birthday through twice. And man, at least like whatever you do at home, that's your business. But maybe like when you're out in public, like go through the motions at least. I see so many people just like doop boop, walk out the door. It freaks me out. That's always kind of freaked me out. And then we keep right now, like, because the women's room has stalls, so we keep the door propped open too, so like people aren't like, because like people have to push the door to get open, so that's like a high touched area. So we just have it propped open so that people can get in and out without pushing the door. That maybe people who haven't washed their hands as well touch. Gabriel says, how long does it take for an extension? I talked to a representative on Wednesday and said it takes 73 hours. I haven't gotten the extension. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to Saturday. That should have gone through then if they told you. They should have only said 72 hours because that would be 3 days. 73 hours is a weird time. Today is a Sunday, and then tomorrow's the holiday, which could be delaying it. Sometimes I do think the reps just tell us what we want to hear to get us off the phone. If it hasn't hit by Tuesday morning, I would go ahead and call them again. Bertha, so the California unemployment boost shouldn't end until September 4th. California has made no mention of it ending earlier. I have a video with 5 reasons that I don't think it's going to end early. So yeah, September 4th. Meg says, my second extension was only 11 weeks. Wasn't it supposed to be 20 weeks? No. Okay, so how the PEUC extensions go now, and everybody moves all the way through them. So the first PEUC extension should have actually been 13 weeks. Then the next one is the 11-week extension. Then after the 11-week extension, that one is 29 weeks. I'm putting 29 weeks in quotes because there's no way it's going to last 29 weeks. That one ends the week ending September 4th. So Meg, you're going to use all of that 11-week extension. That balance will hit 0. Then you will get a letter telling you that you've got a 29-week extension that is really only going to last you through the week ending September 4th. Someone's asking if I have an OnlyFans. I don't. I'm back at work at the movie theater. Although, man, I'm not knocking that, man. Some of those girls really make some good money, man. That's a thought. But I think that's like past my I don't think that's for me, but never say never, man. Who knows? um, if you just love me and want to donate money, it doesn't get you any other questions. I do have a link in the description how to donate through PayPal on the channel. It's funny. Okay. Who's taking advantage of them? Tyler says, I just got PEUC applied on my UI account. Payments are pending for 2 days. Will I have to call in again? Let's wait. If it's only been 2 days since today is Sunday and tomorrow's the holiday, let's at least give it till Tuesday to see if it switches to paid. But if not, I would call them and try and get those pushed through. Okay. Felix Flowetry Fox 88, I like the name, says, it's been almost 2 weeks since my reapplication was denied. How long do I have to wait for my old claim to get extended? So on that, once you reapply for a new claim, the whole claim goes into review. And the review process can take between 2 weeks and 6 weeks. It goes to a third party for like fraud review. So, after about week 3, you can call the EDD and see if they're able to push the payments through to you. So that's what I would do. I would wait maybe 1 more week, and then I would call the EDD and see if they can push the payments through. Let's see. Someone is saying, Catalina says, being a millionaire, the law of attraction. Do I have that on here? I don't, but this is my vision board. I wanted silver hair. I wanted a blue couch. I have that. There's the Tesla I want. I want to be able to do this yoga pose. I would love a house with a pool or the beach. I don't have a washer dryer. Anyway, whatever. I got I'm trying to manifest it. Invest in self. Upgrade my YouTube equipment. How do I not have to be a millionaire? That was also from January 2021. I have not updated. Become a millionaire. Let's write it. Manifest it. Become a millionaire. I feel like I've probably got that written somewhere. Okay, let's see. What else do we got going on here? Tyler says, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Tyler. Okay. You're welcome. You guys are welcome. Yes, Tesla goals. I want one so bad. I don't need one. My current car works perfectly fine, and that's one of the lessons on building wealth. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It runs great. So although my mom needed a new car, and I was like, Mom, maybe you want mine and I'll buy a Tesla. But she said that she doesn't want my car because it's going to cost too much to fix. Bye, Ernie. Thank you. Thank you, Ernie. Meg says, I manifested going to Yellowstone National Park and I'm leaving in a few days. That is awesome. I've never been there. That is on my to-do list. Okay, and I'm going to say, so I had the Northern Lights on there, and actually one of the first things that I found during quarantine was like a website where you could watch it online. So I sort of saw it, but it's not the same. Ekim R. I don't know how to say your name, but I'm glad that I helped you. Tony, I'll try and read the rest of your questions. Mixed martial arts nightmare. I do not work for AMC. I've tried to keep this really separate from where I work. I love where I work. I'm just not sure how they feel about it. I am working on them. I would love to give movie passes to my viewers. And you guys know I was talking about how we've been slow since we reopened up until this weekend. So that's something that I would love to be able to give out. I want to like proudly say where I work, but just because like businesses are really weird. Like what if I say something about like, oh, I think it sucks that California is ending unemployment or something. And if my views don't align with the company's views, then that can be a little bit weird. So I just try. Oh, Andrew, I'm not sure why I didn't answer your question. Can you ask me it again? Because I skipped around a little bit is probably why. If I missed your question, I'm very, very sorry. Not intentional. I just start skipping around at the end. Anyway, don't work for AMC. I would love to share where I work, but I just don't want I do love my job. I don't want to do anything that would jeopardize it. So So yeah, but hopefully they're going to give me the all clear and just realize that this is my channel with my opinion, and that just because I work there doesn't mean that my views are the views of the company or whatever. And hopefully they'll let me give you guys some passes, because we could use the business and I would love to give something to you guys. I feel like my chin fat's shaking as I erase this. Why am I erasing this? Because I think somebody asked me about something about the weekly benefit amount. What? Wait, what? Brainwashed girl. Wait, what? I don't know what's going on in the comments. Okay. Tony, you keep saying you got, oh, you're out of this channel. Oh, but Spiritual Warriors, I don't understand what I said. You think I'm brainwashed? Why? Before you leave, at least tell me why. Francis D. It's not called the Westside Pavilion Cinemas anymore. Is it, Francis? All right. It's a good guess. All right, let's see here. Let's get back to questions. Samantha Sunshine says, thank you so much. Oh, it came through. I'm so glad. I'm so glad your payments came through. Spiritual Warrior, I don't know what you're saying no about. T said it could be soon. It won't be that bad. Just apply to jobs, but remember, so are 10,000 other people I certified this morning, and it said the same as above. When will work search requirements resume for PUA recipients? We don't know yet, unfortunately. Other states, even the states that are dropping unemployment benefits, they have given their residents, about a month notice before they resumed the work search requirements. So I would hope that California would do the same. So far, they have not said that they're going to reinstate the work search requirements, but in the last news release, they put a lot of focus on what would be acceptable to meet the work search requirements. So I do think it's coming soon. Okay. Tony says, what happens? You answer the question, not looking for work. Of course, I said no to everything except that. So that should be okay. I still recommend that. The EDD actually says you can put no, that you're not looking for work, and that your claim will be fine. Guys, I don't trust that. I do recommend hitting yes, you looked for work, but then you should be able to hit skip under where you looked for work. Frank says, my benefit year isn't up, but my balance is 0. Will they automatically refill it? They're supposed to. That is supposed to happen automatic. So what's normal is that your claim balance is at 0. You might see the maximum benefits paid message. Then in the next 5 to 7 business days after the balance hits 0, you should get a letter about what your next extension is going to be. From there, you should be able to certify again in 2 weeks. And after you certify, that's when you're going to see your balance increase. If that's not what happens, and you might not get the maximum benefits paid message, but if you can't certify again in 2 weeks, or after you certify, you don't see your balance go up, that is when you'll probably need to call the EDD. Well, Francis, if you figure out where I work, come say hello. Catherine says, is there any way around certifying when mental health issues get in the way? I have OCD issues and it makes it challenging. Was told no, but they did it for someone. So here's the thing, is that we always have, you don't have to certify on Sunday. I think it tells you, you need to certify by this date for your certification to be considered timely. So I want to say it's about a 2-week window. So if you miss certifying on a Sunday, don't worry too much about it. You're just not going to get paid the Monday if you miss one. But just certify when you're feeling up to it, but try to feel up to it within 2 weeks. And just know, Catherine, that I believe in you. I know it's challenging. They say set small goals, and maybe that's got to be one of your small goals. Maybe if you can't do it that day, you try and do it the next day. You just keep trying until you get it done, and hopefully it gets done within the time frame. But I do know this, right? I have to tell myself this too. Worrying doesn't help. So that's that's the best advice I've got for you. You know, try not to stress about it because that's not going to help. And reach out to your assembly member. Maybe try and get a doctor's note. Maybe try and appeal that decision. You know, just keep trying. If you're feeling up to it, keep trying. 6 months is a really long time to have missed not certifying, but maybe if you can provide a doctor's note to appeal the decision that they won't let you certify, it's possible that they would. That would be a long process though. But best of luck to you. Some of you guys might be newer to the channel. You might not know this. Mental health issues are very important to me. My mom tried to commit suicide when I was 9 years old. She's better now through therapy. And so one of my videos, I ended up donating $100 to the suicide prevention hotline. I do really like to try and give back. Okay. Yeah, praying is an option. You know, whatever you guys believe in, just try and get through. You know, and I believe in you guys, and I really do care about you guys. I know that it can seem like I don't, and that I'm in it for the money if I'm recommending Claimer or Webull or whatever, but I really have enjoyed being here for you guys. This really helped. This channel helped me get through the pandemic, and I appreciate all of you guys, and I enjoy helping you. Okay. Jackie says, will all unemployment end on September 4th or just the $300? That is all the programs. It's the extra $300 a week boost. Let me not say all the programs. It's the extra $300 weekly boost. It is the PUA unemployment for those who are self-employed or gig economy workers or who did not qualify for traditional unemployment. And it's the PEUC extensions. Fed Ed would not end if California's unemployment rate is still above 6%, but you also have to meet some earnings eligibility requirements, and a lot of us won't by that time because it's going to have been a long time since we've done any work. What else? And traditional unemployment won't end either. So if you did qualify for a new claim, and so you're in the middle of your 26 weeks on a new claim, then the benefits wouldn't end on September 4th either. Thank you, Dr. Rhoda. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Dr. Rhoda, for saying that. Thank you, Meg. I am too. Yeah, she had it rough. T-Bone says, add Florida and Nebraska to your map. Okay, yes. Let's do Florida. Okay, you guys, I'm embarrassed to say this. I don't know where Nebraska is. Okay, so I'm going to have to Google it. I know where Florida is. I'm not public school. Okay, let's see here. Terrible. Okay, that's okay. Oh, this is not the good pen. Where's my good pen? Hold on. Got to get the right red one. I got a skinny red and a fat red. All right, Florida ending early. I have read that. I'm literally going to have to Google where Nebraska is. There's like not that many states that aren't colored in. I don't know where Nebraska is. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not good at politics. Surprise, surprise. I've gotten way better at it this year because of all these shenanigans and geography. U.S. Nebraska. Okay. All right. You guys are also welcome. Under South Dakota. This one? Is it this one? It's not South Dakota. I still have to look because I'm not 100% sure that that's South Dakota. I feel like 99% sure. Yes. Oh my goodness. No, that's not it. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Sorry, guys. Now you know. Okay, and this is, I gotta change this to say 24 states. 24 states. Some of the states are not ending PUA and PEUC. Some of them are just ending the $300 a week boost. Some of them are ending all of those programs. Sorry, guys. I'm embarrassed. But it's also important to be honest. Ghost Rider says, hey, just wishing that everyone gets paid. I do too. Okay. Jackie, you're welcome. I'm going to do like 2 more questions and then I'm going to go. Yeah, Catherine, we are in this together. We absolutely are. I really like helping you. It gave me a reason to get dressed. It gave me a reason to get out of my pajamas. Like, it was just doing this. It challenged me. I bought the map. I learned where some states were. I wouldn't have known where South Dakota was. I would have even had like a rough idea. To me, everything was California, or this is all New York to me, and Texas and Florida. I did know those, and that was it. I know that's really embarrassing, but it's true. But I'm learning. I'm improving. Learning some camera skills, some editing skills, some lighting skills. So that's what I did with my quarantine. Okay. You guys don't have, I'm going to try and scroll up because no new questions are coming in. Ghostwriter says, wow, the government there messing with us by taking the Fed Ed extension $300 boost, and this crisis is not over. Yeah, that's true. But not all the states are ending PUA and PEUC, and California is still not one of the states even discussing that. Okay, here come the questions. Kathalina says, thank you, and you're welcome. Have a great day. And I'm gonna do these last 2, and then that's it. Okay, Edward says, I have exhausted my regular unemployment. I have been put on an extension. I certified, and now it's saying disqualified. Okay, so the bad news is you are going to need to call to get that fixed. The good news is that through no fault of your own, most likely what happened is when you filed the new claim, it just asked you, it brought up the wrong claim for you to certify on, because it still has your old claim active. And even if the new claim wasn't approved, it is having that active in the system as well. So it most likely just brought up the wrong claim for you to certify on, and you're really supposed to be filing on the other. So you do have to call them so that the certifications are on the right claim. And I know that that doesn't make much sense, but that seems to be the reason why most claims are saying disqualified right now. Uh-oh. What does WH mean? What the heck? Yeah. So, do I have any plans for my mom's birthday this week? Ghostwriter, why can't he ask about that? Because Ghostwriter, I think you came in late. My mom's birthday is, it's coming up. It's actually more towards next week. She loves going to the casino, but like I said, she's not vaccinated, and like, one, casinos they call them the one-arm bandits, right? Because those slot machines like take your money. And 2, I don't know how, that seems like a slot machine is, maybe they're really clean. I'm sure all businesses are doing everything that they can to keep everything as clean and safe for everyone. But a lot of different fingers are on those. And you guys know that I just shared about how most people wash their hands, which is then they don't really do a good job. I don't know if I'm comfortable taking her to a casino. So I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe dinner. She doesn't love fancy restaurants. I don't know. She likes the casino. Maybe we'll see. I'll ask her how comfortable she is. That's why she likes the horse races. Maybe we'll do the horse races again. That was fun. There's an exhibit at the California Science Center that like a Lego exhibit I want to see. And she also really likes cars. And I've grown up in Southern California, the Los Angeles area, my whole life. I have never been to the Peterson Automotive Museum, but I think my mom might like that. So maybe we'll see about that. All right. Corrine says, when are they giving us the tax refund if we've already filed for taxes? Now, keep in mind, it was only people that filed before a certain date. Like if you filed, I want to say after March 12th, most tax programs already had that coding written into it. And so the difference was already calculated in. The timeline is different depending on your filing status and how complicated your individual tax situation is. For me, I didn't file until late April. So the program was already in place and the difference was already in what I filed. If you filed early, It depends on, like, were you single? Do you have kids? It depends on your tax situation. They have started sending out some of the difference to people who were single and didn't have kids. Basically, people with simpler tax filing situations have already got the difference back. Thank you, Joyce. Edward, thanks a million. I love that. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay, Scotty. Yes. 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 Thank you, Scotty, for answering Tony's question. You got a confirmation number. I mean, confirmation numbers are good. So let's kind of wrap up on this. I'm so sorry. I'm so embarrassed. I can't pick New York out of that map. And I've been to New York. All right, whatever. That's all New York to me. I'm going to learn, guys. I'm going to learn. I will work on this. It's not going to be by next week, but I'm going to learn all these states and coloring them in red or whatever. I've made a couple videos help. Okay. Candace, we're going to wrap up with your question because it's a great question. So Candace wants to know, are payments going to be delayed because of the holiday? So here's the answer. Possibly. What tends to happen on holidays is there are delays. So I would expect, or I wouldn't worry if you haven't been paid until Tuesday morning, because Monday is a bank holiday. So it's not that the EDD's computer isn't processing your payments so much as the bank's computer may not be up and running tomorrow to process your payment. But it is all computerized. So you're going to get a fair amount of people saying it's automatic, it's computerized, and the holiday doesn't affect it. And some people probably will get paid without problems tomorrow. But in my opinion, after doing these videos for over a year, even though there's a handful of people that might get paid with no problems, the majority of people, or maybe not the majority, but there's going to be a good amount of people that don't get paid until Tuesday morning. So that's when I would start to worry about it, is if you haven't been paid by Tuesday morning. Okay. We're going to do Stephanie's, and then that's going to be the last one. Stephanie says, if you've been delayed since December and all are pending, will they be back paid? They should once it's fixed, but it's going to take a lot of persistence to actually get those paid. So it depends on if you've appealed, what they've told you the reason why those haven't been paid are, but be persistent. I have started to see comments on my videos that people are saying that they've had 17 weeks of benefits now paid. So hopefully, if you've been pending since December, they get those fixed. You're very welcome, Candace. Yeah, that comes up for a lot of people. So I hope we all get paid for tomorrow, but it's going to be fairly normal if you don't. So try not to worry if you don't see that payment hit your EDD debit card tomorrow, but it should be there Tuesday morning at the latest. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next time. I'll at least learn where New York is on the map before next week. Okay. Bye.